Padres going to have to rally from a Game 1 loss again. They'll have to win Game 2. No best of 5 here. San Diego 18th in the regular season in runs per game. Mike Schilt liked the at-bats yesterday, even if the Padres only scored 1. Rolls out the same 9 today. Xander Bogaerts had the best at-bats of any Padre. He'll bat 5th and play shorts. Well, Andrew Kittredge is on the mound. Chicago goes with an opener today ahead of Shota Imanaga. So Kittredge pitched in the 8th inning yesterday, and he'll get the first in Game 2.
Yeah, threw 14 pitches yesterday, 10 of which were strikes. A solid year for him. Spent some time on the IL with some knee surgery, but still made 54 appearances. He's making his 16th start of his career. The last time he started a ball game, you got to go all the way back to 2021 was the last time Andrew Kittredge actually started a ball game. But all they need him to do is get the first 3 outs, and you're going to use that sinker and that slider to do so.
There's walkout music. Joan Jett's cover of Crimson and Clover greets us here at Wrigley Field for Game 2, where we had a rarity, a starting pitcher come out of the bullpen to begin the game. And with the bullpens in the wall here, it added an element of theatricality to today's proceedings. Kittredge and Tatis, it'll be great theater right from the start. Here we go in Game 2 with a first pitch chase by Fernando Tatis, and we saw a bit of chase yesterday from Fernando.
We saw 13 pitches, and if you look at what was in the zone, it wasn't a whole lot. In fact, he was chasing everything outside the zone. Only 3 of those 13 were in the zone.
And Tatis takes one just off the zone. He struck out against Kittredge yesterday in the 8th. He leads off against him here after a 2:08 first pitch. 72 degrees, some clouds, but still brilliantly sunny. The wind's 10 miles an hour east-northeast. Tatis, after the Padres' top 3 went 0 for 11 yesterday, starts Game 2 with a leadoff hit.
Kevin, this is the big story coming into it. I mean, we just showed the chase and kind of almost the adrenaline that Fernando Tatis Jr., who's always had a great postseason, but he was swinging at pitches all over the zone. He gets a 2-seam right here. Beautiful job staying inside this pitch. Hands stay close to his body, drives this thing right up the middle.
Well, Mike Schilt told us they like their chances against the opener at Kittredge, and they like the matchup with Tatis, who is dominant against sinkers and just led off the game with a hit on a sinker. And we'll see now if Luis Arraez continues to try to bunt him over. Arraez, the National League leader in hits, 292 end of the regular season on a 15-game hit streak, but was 0 for 4 yesterday, including a rare strikeout. Good jump. And Arraez fouls it away. It was a good jump. And Tatis, who can run a little bit over at first.
Yeah, Tatis 32 stolen bases this year. We talked about the Padres yesterday. They do this more than anybody in baseball when you talk about sacrifice bunts. 48 of them during the regular season.
Well, 2 strikes on Arraez, the toughest man to strike out this year in baseball, the toughest man to strike out in many years in baseball. Tatis holding as Arraez flicks the ball to right center for a base hit. Back-to-back single. Start Game 2 for San Diego.
Well, I know Luis Arraez has been a little bit slow yesterday, 0 for yesterday, but the month of September was good to him. He began to come back and look like Luis Arraez, who had won 3 consecutive batting titles. How about that move to the ball there? He just goes down and just kind of sticks his nose on the off-speed pitch. Look how low he got, just sunk into his legs. Finds the barrel like he often does, and a good start for the Padres here in the top of the first. First and second, and nobody out.
Andrew Kittredge immediately in a pickle. Base hits by Tatis and Arraez, and now Manny Machado. And Machado's first pitch swinging at a sinker for strike 1.
Not many surprises what Andrew Kittredge is going to do to you. He loves the 2-seamer, down and into the righties. He'll set you up, he'll speed you up, speed those bats up to get to that breaking ball down and away. And he's thinking one thing right now: how can I create a ground ball?
Got it in for ball 1.
Top 3 in this order, 0 for 11 yesterday. You guys, that only happened 4 times during the regular season when all 3 of those players started. Already 2 for 2 to start this one. That was the biggest emphasis. Mike Schilt told us, hey, we're going to get to Kittredge. It's exactly how this offense needs to do to get going.
Tatis and Arise aboard.
No.
As Machado takes low, and you said it yesterday, Jess. You felt like Fernando Tatis Jr. had to be the tone setter, and the tone was set poorly for the Padres with his at-bats.
Well, in this at-bat, it wasn't even so much the hit as the take before it. That was huge. Fastball off the plate to get one in the zone.
Rocketed foul by Machado. Good swing there at that two-seamer, and it's a loud strike two.
And I'll tell you, if you're Andrew Kittredge and you see Machado get to that sinker down and in that quickly and pull it, tells me he's sitting on fastball. I would not be surprised we see a breaking ball away here.
We see a breaking ball away.
I mean, what you do is you read bats. And scouting reports are one thing, reading bats are the other. When you take your best fastball and you pound it inside and he's that far out in front of it, tells you one thing as a pitcher. I got to get to something off speed on the outside part of the plate. And I'm going to tell you what, you can't throw a slider right there any better than that.
Machado, who struggled in the postseason last year, is off to an 0-for-4 start with a walk. And now 2-on-1 out for Jackson Merrill. Tatis takes a big lead off second as Merrill swings and misses at a tight slider. Cubs do have to be careful here. Tatis had more steals of third than anybody but Jose Caballero in the majors this year, and Dansby Swanson has moved a little closer to him. Two strikes quickly on Merrill.
Yeah, the Padres yesterday 2 for 7 with runners in scoring position. One of those was an infield hit.
Already Wrigley is a roar. The dirt ball one. Jackson Merrill a double and a sacrifice bunt yesterday. He ended the season red hot. 16 extra base hits since September the 6th, tied for the most in the majors. But a big chance here in the San Diego first. One, two. Now, these Padres were not great in the regular season with runners in scoring position. Their OPS in these spots was 24th. The on-base percentage was 11th. They're just not a big power hitting team, but Mike Shildt will be very happy just to get one or two early, get to his bullpen when he can. There goes Tatis for third. Kelly won't even throw it. It's a double steal for San Diego with one out.
I mean, you just talk about guts, Reed, and Kevin, you talked about Tatis Jr. This is a big part of the Padres game, a big part of his game. Gets an incredible jump, and Carson Kelly can't get it out of the glove. As much as they were anticipating it, it caught him off guard with two strikes there.
His 13th steal of third this year. Merrill fly ball to the right field. That drives Suzuki back in front of the warning track. He'll throw it into second. Arise takes third. Tatis is in, and San Diego strikes first in the opening inning of Game 2. A sacrifice fly from Jackson Merrill.
Yeah, the Padres playing a little small ball here, and this is what they're really good at. They struck first yesterday in Game 1. Of course, the Cubs would come back, but they do it again today. Double steal, and look, both runners running at the same time, which told me the play was on from the beginning. Both guys taking off. And then you get yourself in a situation where you don't need a base hit to score a run, and Jackson Merrill comes through.
One run in the Padres' last 33 innings in the postseason, and a chance for more with Xander Bogaerts. And we didn't know if Mike Shildt was just trying to manifest positivity or if he really felt like they had a good read on Andrew Kittredge. But clearly they had a good read on Andrew Kittredge. The Cubs opener. His 19th pitch of the inning, and Bogaerts drills it foul. Kittredge's 16th career start. Now, it's been a while. He often served as an opener for Tampa Bay. He did, though, struggle. .526 career ERA in his starts. Lobbed to the left by Bogarts. That's caught by Happ. Just a little too much hang time, but a run early for San Diego, who turns to Dylan Cease. The Chicago Cubs top 6 in the majors in runs per game, home runs, and stolen bases. Last time they were in the top 6 in all 3. They made the World Series in 1929. Suzuki and Kelly had the home runs yesterday for Craig Counsell's Cubs, who will take on Dylan Cease for San Diego.
Yeah, Dylan Cease finished 4th in the Cy Young voting last year. Not been quite that kind of year for him this year. But one thing he can do, he can still strike you out. 215 strikeouts on the year, and it's some elite stuff. Fastball is going to tick up 99. You may even see 100 out of him in a ball game like this where the adrenaline flow is really high. Fastball, slider, knuckle, curveball are the 3 main pitches.
Facing Michael Busch, takes 99 at the knees for strike 2. Busch, Horner, and Happ the top 3 today for Chicago. Same lineup for the Cubs as it was for the Padres. And a goal again to San Diego starter.
I was going to say, Dylan Cease, man, I tell you what, he's doing things that no other pitcher has done in baseball the last 5 years. How about this? 32 or more starts and 200 or more strikeouts in each of the last 5 seasons. There's not another pitcher in baseball that has done that the last 5 years.
And he's owned the Cubs. I mean, that's something he's done throughout his career, that 1.47 ERA through 6 games.
Busch takes 99, drives it into right center, and up on in to make the warning track. Jackson Merrill there to clean it up.
No, we got a little bit more wind today than what we had yesterday. Wind's pushing in pretty much in the direction the ball was hit, right toward right center field. And if you're on the mound today, you want to challenge. You want to challenge with 4 seamers, and that's a ball to the inner third of the plate. Michael Busch gets the hands in tight to the body, but you hit it in the air, you got to really get it today to get it out of this ballpark toward right field, right center field.
Nico Horner, they're swinging a miss at a slider. Well, you saw the numbers against the Cubs for Dylan Cease. You can spin this any way you want. He's facing the Cubs, a team he has owned, a team that drafted him. In fact, back in 2014, a team against whom he's pitched very well for the last 4 years. The other side of the coin, as Horner doesn't go, this is the postseason for Dylan Cease, and he is trying to exercise some postseason demons. 4 games, 3 starts in his postseason career. He's allowed 11 earned runs. And Nico Horner just drills one up the middle, continuing his strong series with a 1-out hit.
Pretty similar to Fernando Tatis Jr. being able to keep his hands inside an inside pitch and drive it right back up the middle. Simple baseball. Nico Horner exemplifies that more than any other player. He's done a great job, not just this series, but in the month of September. He's swinging a hot bat.
Horner 2 for 3 and a sac fly yesterday. Reaches for Ian Happ. And Happ swings and misses in a matchup that has betwixt and bewildered him through the years. He is 1 for 21, 10 strikeouts career against Ian Happ. There they are, a StatCast powered by Google Cloud. 6 on the breaking balls against Happ. He takes a fastball up and away.
The silver lining for Cease could be this. He finished the year with his very best month of the season. The month of September, 5 starts. The ERA was 3.14, and that was by far his best month of the year. So he definitely finished strong, and he finished in a pretty good place.
Happ swings and misses at a lively heater. It's 1-2.
If you watch Freddie Fermin back there, the catcher for the Padres, he's not going to kind of rock in and out. Because Dylan Cease is not one of those guys. He's one of the guys that just challenges the white part of the plate. So you're going to see Fermin set up a lot of times right in the heart of the plate, and they're just going to let Dylan Cease stuff work.
No! Happ did not go with that slider. Ian Happ was the lone remaining holdover in yesterday's lineup and today's lineup. The last time the Cubs won in the postseason in 2017. They snapped a 4-game playoff losing streak yesterday. And Happ Chop swings and misses here. Cease gets him again, make it 1 for 22. As we check in downstairs with Jesse Rogers.
Yeah, guys, you mentioned Cease as a Cub, drafted in 2014. This is what they thought of him. He was drafted about the same time he had Tommy John surgery, so wasn't available to them right away. Eventually traded in 17 during a pennant race. I was talking to Jed Hoyer about him today. Obviously a different pitcher today, and this is something obvious, but something we don't think about often. It's a different pitcher because he's been available, as you mentioned, Ben. He's just been out there and developing because he's been on the mound and healthy. So many pitchers get disrupted in terms of their development because of injury, but not the case with Cease. He's the Cease of today because he's been out there.
Yeah, he's a horse. I mean, when you're making 32 or more starts 5 consecutive years, you are a horse.
Kyle Tucker drives one the other way, pretty well struck, but right at Gavin Sheets, and it's a scoreless first inning for Dylan Cease. This presentation of the MLB Wildcard Series will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. For the first time as a big leaguer, Shota Imanaga, second-year Cub starter from Japan, will pitch in relief, the bulk relief role after an inning from Andrew Kittredge, and there are the numbers on Imanaga.
Strike thrower. You see that walk rate right there. Only 26 walks and 144 2/3 coming in. Was an all-star last year in his first time in the big leagues. Man, he had a great year last year. 15-3 with a 2.91 ERA. Not quite the same this year, but spent 7 weeks on the IL with a left hamstring strain.
He comes into the game to face 3 consecutive lefties. The first is Ryan O'Hearn, who takes a sweeper for ball 1. O'Hearn, Gavin Sheets, and Jake Cronenworth. Padres with a 1-0 lead as Merrill's sac fly scored Tatis. And it's 2-0 for Ryan O'Hearn.
Imanaga, not a hard thrower. Gonna be right around that 88 to 92 mark. 2 to 4-seam fastball, mostly 4-seamers. But that fastball plays a little bit better because of the spin rate.
Well, the windy day might be good for Shota, who has allowed 31 home runs in his 25 starts this year. And in the second half, Imanaga got particularly homer unhappy. Major league high 20 home runs allowed after the break. O'Hearn pops this one up. It's Carson Kelly to make the catch.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of fly balls. It's a good day to do it. Wind coming in. Not just 20 home runs in the second half, but he had 12 home runs given up in the last 6 starts. A huge part of his story is that fastball. It's elevated. Ben was talking about it. But when he's throwing it right, 179 batting average against, and actually only 9 of the 31 home runs when he's able to locate it up in the zone.
Gavin Sheets gets one up in the zone and puts it high in the air to center. Pete Crow Armstrong will put him away. So 2 quick outs in the air. Imanaga really a fastball splitter guy last year. A lot more of the sweeper this year because the fastball and the split haven't been quite as effective. His ERA's jumped about a full run. And he'll throw the fastball wide to Jake Cronenworth.
And Imanaga should feel pretty comfortable against the Padres. 2 starts this year, man. He went 12 1/3 against them in 2 starts. Only allowed 1 earned run. So pitched them really well.
Gets the edge according to Corey Blazer, plate umpire today.
Elite command, a lot of strikes. And of course, when you throw a high percentage of strikes, you're going to give up a few home runs. Now, he doesn't want to give up as many as he has this year, 31 of them, but that's what happens to guys that throw a ton of strikes.
And it's not a Padres team that hits many home runs. 152 in the regular season were the 3rd fewest. Of course, they play at a big pitcher's park as well, Petco Park. Well, Mike Schultz said they're not that fazed by Wrigley because he said, well, we are used to Petco Park style hitting. And they made the postseason despite the 3rd fewest home runs in the majors this year. Their first inning run, a typical Padres run. 2 hits, a double steal, and a sac fly. Imanaga searching for a 1-2-3 second. And Cronenworth spoils the sweeper. Jake Cronenworth 16 straight on base to end the regular season. 0 for 3 yesterday. And 0 for 1 today. Left on left splitter. Short to Imanaga. Start strong.
Well, one of the favorite things Imanaga likes to do, man, he's got a death ball splitter. Watch this grip right here. Just kind of throws it down and away. The perfect pitch gets the Cubs off the field. Padres up 1-0.
For 4 innings yesterday, the Cubs were shut down. They needed a big swing, Jess, and Seiya Suzuki provided one.
This is what got the offense going for the Cubs in the 5th inning yesterday after they were down 1-0. That home run tied it for a hot Seiya bat. Guys, he's had 6 home runs in his last 16 at-bats. He's homered in 5 straight games going back to the regular season. No Cub has ever gone in 6 straight games. He's looking to break that record right now.
He is not missing mistakes. And that was one of the few mistakes Nick Pivetta made yesterday. As you can see from me in that highlight right there, for me, was on the outside part of the plate. When that ball elevated, kind of up and away, ball was a little bit on the inside part of the plate.
1-1 from Dylan Cease here. Suzuki takes 99 near the heart. Seiya in his 4th big league year. Signed a 5-year, $85 million contract over from Japan, and he's been a good hitter every year. Home runs have gone up every big league season.
Go!
2-2. He's playing right field again with Kyle Tucker still a little hampered by his calf strain. And whether this is just noise or not, Suzuki's been a much better hitter in right field than as DH. Is that stuff meaningful to you, Jess? I know it's the smallest sample size, but his OPS is way higher playing right field.
Heck yes. I mean, anytime you get to be in the game, you're playing defense, it allows you to even have a little bit of distraction. So you're not just absolutely hyper-focused on your swing, especially for Seiya, because he really struggled before he went on that home run stretch.
Doesn't bite at the slider. He runs it full again. Cease. Suzuki strikes out on a devilish slider, the second strikeout for Dylan Cease.
I mean, this slider by Cease, a 43% swing and miss. Big league average on a slider, about 32%, and it's almost like a bullet spin slider. And what I mean by that, most sliders have a little bit of right to left in them. If you watch his slider, it's more depth than it is movement right to left. Looks like a heater out of the hand, but as it travels that 60 feet, 6 inches, it just bottoms out right at the end.
So far, he is on his game as he misses low to Carson Kelly, the other home run hitter in back of Suzuki.
Craig Counsell told us before the game, for them to be able to get to Cease, they're going to have to be more patient than they have been. Not chase, not swinging anything out of the zone.
That's Dylan Cease's game, though, man. I tell you what, he's really good at making you chase. Well, Carson Kelly stepped to the plate yesterday in the 5th inning, and I tell you what, Suzuki had just homered, man, and Nick Pivetta had been pounding heaters at the top of the zone, and Carson Kelly made an adjustment, hits it out toward left center field. That would give the Cubs the lead in the 5th inning. They would go on to win 3-1.
And that is maybe the most gettable part of the park. It's a little shorter in left center, plus you've got a scoreboard there that can nullify some of the wind. Cubs went back-to-back in the postseason for just the 4th time. They also did it against the Padres in the '84 NLCS as Kelly misses a slider 2-2. And how cool was this for Carson Kelly? He was the 2nd player born in the state of Illinois to homer for the Cubs in the postseason. You have to go to 1945 when Phil Cavarretta did it in Game 1 of the World Series at Detroit. Kelly goes after another high heater. This one's 100, and it's popped up to Bogarts.
That's what Dylan Cease's game is, man. He loves the heater at the top of the zone. It's got a lot of spin to it. And y'all heard us talk about this yesterday. That fastball spinning 2550 when you talk about RPMs. Big league average about 2280. What does that mean? That four-seam fastball just stays on plane a little bit longer. He wants to attack you with that four-seamer at the top of the zone. It sets up that bullet spin slider and the curveball as well.
Two down for Pete Armstrong.
Yo, what's up?
Pete was in full-on chase mode yesterday. Struck out swinging all 3 times.
Why do you think the first pitch was about a foot above the top of the strike zone? They're going to see if he's going to do it again today.
You think Dylan Cease watched the game is what you're saying?
Look at the target above the top of the zone, and boy, that's the one that you got to be able to lay off of. If you're the Cubs, man, you got to try to push that fastball down into the zone, because if you're going to attack 99 above the top of the zone, it's going to be a short day for you.
1-1 for PCA. Armstrong had 31 homers in the regular season and 29 walks. He leaves the batter's box swinging typically, but if you give him a mistake, he'll hit it as far as anybody. And once again, he chases that fastball right over the top of the zone.
I don't think he leaves the batter box swinging, KB. I think he leaves the dugout swinging. Like when he puts his helmet on, he's hacking. And this is just perfect placement just above the top of the zone at 99.
Yeah, but look how hittable that looked.
Whoa.
That's the problem for hitters, right? You see it
Yes.
so good. You think you can get to it because you see it so good. But there's not many guys up there that's going to get 99 with that spin at the top,
Yeah,
above
Ben,
the top of the zone.
when you do, it goes a long way.
It
You
does.
know that.
But it ain't going nowhere today. Not with this wind pushing in.
Well, we've now seen PCA twice in the series show bunt with 2 strikes. Remember, he did it on 0-2 yesterday against Pivetta, did it on 2-2 here.
Yeah, well, he sees where Manny Machado's playing. If you see where Manny Machado, the third baseman's playing, he's playing the shortstop position. So PCA just thinking, if I could just get a ball on the ground moving towards third base, it's going to be a base hit.
Cease is 3-2. Popped him up, high fastball, and we'll do it again. Armstrong in the National League this year. Top 8 in home runs, extra base hits, steals. 11th in the National League in Fangraphs wins above replacement. Elite defender. But he strikes out swinging again. Swords up for Cease, who has completed 2 scoreless innings in his 4th postseason start.
Well, spin them if you got them, and Dylan Cease is certainly spinning it today. That's what he does. Couple of heaters up, slider down, and that will work right there. Dylan Cease, 3rd punch out of the day. Padres up 1-0.
Let's go downstairs to Jesse.
With Mike Schilt, yesterday the top of the order didn't get on base. What'd you like about those first inning at bats?
Yeah, I mean, you know, listen, Toddy sets the tone for us a lot of times. Great swing. Louis had him right where he wanted him when he got down 0-2. Put a good swing on him. And then nice job by Jackson for situational hitting after the double steal.
Yeah, let's talk about that steal. Is that something Fernando's reading, or is that something pre-planned?
Both. I mean, you know, listen, I don't think there's any secrets on either side. We know where the moments are, and we grab them when they're there.
When do you know Dylan Cease is locked in? Is it when you're seeing 98 and 99, or something else cues you into
I think
it?
we see 98, 99 from Dylan a lot. The biggest key for Dylan is what we're seeing now, and that's a lot of balls going where they want to, the slider going where they want to. Every pitch is competitive, mixing a slow curveball. Looks pretty sharp.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Back to you, Kevin.
Jesse, thank you. Mike Schilt is taking the Padres to the postseason for a 2nd time. When he got the job, Jess, A.J. Preller said Mike Schilt teams are very prepared and detail-oriented. You spend a couple of minutes with him, it's easy to tell, isn't it?
Well, and the personnel management. I mean, that's, I think, where he's really hung his hat, is getting to know Fernando Tatis Jr., Manny Machado.
Ready for Fermin down the line and left. That ball will stay fair. 1 hop to the ivy for Fermin out of the 9 spot. He's got a leadoff double against Imanaga.
Tell you what, Fermin 1 for 3 yesterday and 1 for 1 already today. Well, this is what you call getting the barrel to one right there. Looked like an off-speed pitch is kind of hanging up out over the zone, and he just powers it out right down the left field line. And a good start for the Padres. A leadoff double by Fermin.
106 miles an hour off the bat, too. He smoked it.
San Diego gets a runner in scoring position for Tatis. Already up a run. And Fernando's first pitch swinging, trying to inside out a ball to right. Here comes Suzuki. Makes the catch and foul ground, and a good arm will keep Fermin at 2nd.
This is where Tatis, I feel like, just gets himself out. I mean, this is a guy who can flat out slug, and instead he's trying to inside out something. I get it. If you're any other hitter, you're at the bottom of the order, you're trying to hit some to the right side and advance the runner, but you're Fernando Tatis Jr. You want to get that pitch out front and hit it out of here, hit it in the gap, not try to inside out it and poke it to right field.
Now, Luis Arraez, is there a time when you're Tatis, when you change, you get down in the count, you get to 2 strikes, then you want more of an opposite field approach?
Not the way that they're hitting. I feel like once you get to the postseason, I would hate, if I'm Fernando Tatis Jr., I'm trying to slug every single pitch that I can get, that I can drive.
He's now made 3 first pitch outs, too, in the postseason.
I think you say it starts, if you're going to do that, it starts with pitch selection, right, and controlling the strike zone and getting pitches early in counts that you can do damage with. If you're going to chase pitches that are marginal pitches, and we've seen him do that in this series so far, they're really not pitches he can hit hard. It's going to be hard to barrel the ball up.
Luis Arraez had a base hit on 0-2. He heard Mike Schilt tell Jesse 0-2. Right where he wants it. Arraez with 2 strikes in the regular season hit .287, the highest number in the majors. And Arraez grounds the ball to Nico Horner here. Made a third, but there are 2 down. The wild card round continues tonight with 2 game 2s. The Red Sox can eliminate the Yankees after a gem by Garrett Crochet yesterday. Then the Reds and the Dodgers to follow that. It starts at 6 Eastern, 5 Central, 3 Pacific on ESPN and the ESPN app. Garrett Crochet yesterday, absolutely masterful in 7 2/3 innings. Kind of numbers we don't really see anymore, Ben. 117 pitches.
Love it, man. Love it. That's the kind of dude, you get to this time of year, you put a saddle on his back and you saddle him up and you ride him. And you ride him to the finish line. That's basically what the Red Sox did.
Machado in the air, center field. PCA trying to shade the sun, and Suzuki waves him off from right. Leadoff double, nothing more. It's 1-0 San Diego in the 3rd. Back to Wrigley Field moments ago. Jesse caught up with Craig Counsell.
With Craig Counsell, let's go back to that first inning. I wonder if you thought the stolen base was kind of the key moment in that inning.
Yeah, I mean, they did a nice job. I mean, I thought, first of all, they hit some good pitches. It's a very good, Tatis hit a good pitch. Arraez hit a very good pitch. Merrill's pitch was below the zone. But yeah, the third stolen base got him to the 3rd, and let's set up the sac fly. But navigated it well, and Schroeder's throwing the ball well, so happy with how it's going. How
about your at-bats against Dylan Cease? He seems pretty locked in, hitting 98, 99 on the gun.
Yeah, he's throwing a lot of strikes, that's for sure. So, I mean, he's got elite stuff, so we got a work cut out for us.
Thanks, Craig. Yeah. Back to you, Kevin.
Jesse, that's one way to work it out. Dansby Swanson, who had a brilliant all-around game yesterday, just drops a slider into center, and the Cubs have their first leadoff man on.
Look at where this pitch is, though. I mean, we talk about hitting, and Craig Counsell was just talking about hitting good pitchers' pitches. This is a slider off the plate, left a little bit high, but Dansby Swanson gets enough. I mean, just enough. Look at the length on his swing, getting through it to just plop this into left center for a base hit.
2 great defensive plays yesterday, also a hit and a run scored. And he reaches base for the rookie Matt Shaw. Strike called right over the inside edge.
Yeah, Dylan Cease can do that even more and pound that fastball to the inside part of the plate. Look out, man. That's going to make the slider and the curveball even better.
68% strikes the first 2 innings for Cease, who has the highest strikeout rate, but also the worst walk rate in the National League. Craig Counsell said before the game, we're going to have to take some walks in this game.
Yeah, Dylan Cease has the kind of stuff, man, that you're not going to group typically a lot of hits together off of him. What gets him in trouble, as you mentioned, a walk every now and then a base hit will get him in trouble.
That's news.
That is a bold move by Mike Schilt. Adrian Morejon, with nobody out in the 2nd, is already loosening, even though Cease has been brilliant. Remember, he's really struggled in the postseason. has never made a postseason start longer than 3 1/3 innings. The other two have gone 1 2/3.
Yeah, but the stuff is playing. Like, who cares about postseason, whatever you've done before? I mean, look at Dylan Cease right now. The fastball, the slider, I mean, everything is working. And you mentioned the walks. I mean, he's at 0 early on.
And he is filling it up. 68% strikes.
That ball line foul by Shaw.
Remember, big league average on strikes about 64%. Most pitchers throw about 64% strikes. That's the average. So Dylan Cease, a guy that sometimes doesn't throw a lot of strikes, he is above average so far today.
Another 0-2 for Shaw. Struck him out swinging. Went to the sweeper. Or did Shaw get a piece of it? Apparently he did, and stays alive. Freddie Fermin's looking into the dugout. See, did he catch that ball before the foul ball hit the ground?
Definitely bounced.
So Shaw has fouled off 4 in a row. He stays alive on 0-2.
Oh, we got a pitch comm issue.
Well, during this pitch comm issue, I want to remind folks that you can follow all the postseason action. Your team, your players, your postseason. Download the MLB app, the #1 app for live baseball. Wouldn't it be great if in all areas of life we could just blame a faulty pitch comm?
Sometimes you got to charge the batteries.
Yeah. You don't quite know what to say to a friend or a boss or a romantic partner. Hang on a second, I need a new pitch comm.
Romantic partner. Hold on.
Just
Time out.
get a new pitch comm. Reset. You know somebody's going to go on Shark Tank with a life pitch comm. That's going to happen at some point. And for those reasons, you'll be out. 1-2. Shot in the air. Tatis is there. And we'll check in with Kevin Connors back in the studio.
All right, Kev, elimination game in Cleveland for the Guardians over on ESPN. 1-1 game, bottom 8. Brian Rocchio turns around 100 off Troy Milton. Just Cleveland's 4th hit of the game. It's a 2-1 lead, bottom 8 on ESPN.
Kev, thank you. That's not exactly what defines guard ball, but they'll take the long ball. Cleveland 3 outs away from a game 3 as that ball scooted away from Fermin, a curveball in the dirt. And Swanson scoots to second on the wild pitch.
Well, Freddie Fermin normally pretty good back there, and that's just an overhand breaking ball. And he did everything right, but sometimes when that spin, you see that ball hit the ground, he was expecting the ball to bounce a little bit left. It took a little bit of a right on Freddie Fermin, and the Cubs will put a runner in scoring position.
The first of the game. Michael Busch, hard swing foul.
Yeah, kind of an odd game yesterday. You think about this, the Cubs struck out 13 times, and they go 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position, but yet win the ball game.
Busch was 1 for 3, intentionally walked. One of the best first basemen in baseball. Maybe low-key one of the best first basemen in baseball. This is such a deep lineup that Michael Busch, who was 6th in the National League in home runs and slugging, can get lost in the shuffle. He shouldn't. He had a monster end of the year with 8 home runs in September. Mike Malinsky says he did swing, and it's 2-2.
Well, did he? I guess you could say he did.
Ready? You're the hitter. What do you think?
Yeah, he did.
All right. The hitter and the pitcher are in agreement. He definitely swung. 2-2 from Cease. That ball is drilled foul.
Yeah, when you're talking about first baseman who slugged, Michael Busch, I mean, he's ahead of Vlad Guerrero Jr., Bryce Harper. He just kind of doesn't get talked about when you talk about big power first baseman. Numbers that he's put up this year, leading this team in home runs.
Most go-ahead homers by a Cub since Anthony Rizzo. Speaking of great Cubs first baseman, Busch will take a slider for ball 3.
Pretty good pitch and an even better take right there, because that ball actually caught a little part of the bottom of the zone.
The third full count for Cease. Remember, Morejon is up in the Padre bullpen. Even in the third, this start is in some peril for Dillon. Busch up the middle. It's caught by Bogaerts and safe at second base. Swanson just snuck in there. We'll see if San Diego chooses to use a challenge. And remember, you get an extra challenge in the postseason, and the Padres will call for a review.
Well, Bogaerts, I'm telling you what, he was positioned absolutely perfect. Michael Busch gets it right off the barrel.
Crew Chief Todd Titchener with the announcement.
Over Bogaerts is positioned perfectly. Now it's a foot race. Who can get there first? Here we go. Oh.
I don't know if you can overturn that. The call on the field is safe. I don't know if his glove gets there before.
That's a tough one.
Swanson's hand.
But if you look at it real close, you can almost see the wrinkle in Bogaerts' glove. When I say the wrinkle, that means when it actually touches the base, it wrinkles back a little bit.
Our replay review powered by Zoom. I tell you one thing, the shot of both of them diving into the bag will be on the Art But Make It Sports Twitter account.
The boys are getting after it. It's October baseball. There's only one gear this time of the year, and that's wide open.
I think he's safe.
See that wrinkle right there at the end? I just don't, honestly, I don't see enough to overturn this from the views that we're getting. I think it's one of those plays where if it's called the other way, you're not overturning that one either, right? If it's an out call, you can't overturn it either.
If it's overturned, it's an inning-ending double play. If not, runner at second, 2 out for Nico Horner. The fingertips of Swanson there just in time. When do the fingers make contact with the base as well?
The problem is, from that view right there, you can't really tell.
Runner safe. San Diego has 1 challenge remaining.
There you have it. So Dansby Swanson, by maybe half a fingertip, saves the inning for Chicago, and he'll give their best hitter with runners in scoring position an opportunity in Nico Horner.
That's such a good read by Dansby Swanson. That's knowing before the pitch even goes to the plate where the infielders are located, because that's the one you think it's up the middle when it comes off the bat. You think nobody's there, but he knew exactly where Bogaerts was, and that's why he was able to get back.
Horner sees a fading slider for ball 1. Nico had a base hit in the first inning. Greg Counsell told us Nico Horner has been, quote, the best version of himself for 6 weeks, unquote.
I mean, his hitting in these situations this year has been elite. Matter of fact, he leads the entire National League. Was he hitting like 371 with runners in scoring position?
Only Bo Bichette a higher average in the majors in these spots. Maybe the best all-around second baseman in baseball, Nico Horner. And Horner clubs the ball in the air to right center field. Merrill is right in front of Tatis. A little miscommunication, but the Cubs strand Swanson. This presentation of the MLB Wild Card Series will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. Top of the 4th inning, game 3 in the National League Wild Card Series. This best of 3. Cubs were 3-1 winners yesterday. Padres lead 1-0 today. Kevin Brown, Jess Mendoza, Ben McDonald here in the booth at Wrigley Field. Jesse Rogers down below, and our outstanding ESPN on ABC crew. As Jackson Merrill takes a strike from Shota Imanaga. Imanaga's been good in relief. Andrew Kittredge opened the game and gave up a run on 2 hits with a strikeout. And Imanaga's allowed just 1 hit through 2. Merrill rolls the ball out of play. He's facing Imanaga, then Xander Bogaerts, and then Shota will turn the lineup over a second time. Now the goal of the opener today, partly to minimize Imanaga against the top of the Padres lineup.
Imanaga's got that little bit of a hesitation when he comes up the balance point. He picks that right leg up and he'll just kind of hover over the top of the rubber. And sometimes that'll get the hitter's timing off just a tick.
I saw Imanaga's actually better second time through the order. What do you make of that?
I mean, he struggles in the first inning. That's a clear part of Shota Imanaga's game when he's facing the top of the order, which is, I think, part of why he came in the second inning. But I also think he goes to the sweeper more, especially this year. That's been his best pitch. And he doesn't do it first time through the order. But now you're starting to see the sweeper, starting to go to it a lot more, along with the fastball and the splitter. So I think it's the mix of pitches that he has that he can get to. It's actually better second time through.
3-2. Merrill swings at a pitch way inside.
That's that sweeper. Same pitch that Merrill hit for a double yesterday. Same location. It was up and in off the plate. He somehow got his barrel to it, doubled it down the line.
Pitch number 8 will be the last. Leadoff walk for Jackson Merrill. Wear what the players are wearing on field during the postseason. Check out the largest selection of authentic jerseys, caps, hoodies, t-shirts, and more. Visit MLBshop.com for your favorite postseason team gear. Xander Bogaerts has had terrific at-bats all throughout this series. He's 2 for 4 yesterday, an RBI double. He's hit 3 of his 4 balls in play at 100 miles per hour or more. Remember, anything 95 or up is considered a hard hit ball, and Xander Bogaerts has been hitting it very hard in his return from a fractured foot.
And he's moving good too. We saw him beat out an infield hit yesterday.
His out, his first at bat, and this one, a line drive to left, was 101 miles an hour. To your point, Kevin, I mean, his outs have been hard. He's got the double yesterday. Great at bats, good takes. Something going on with Shota.
Cubs are going to go to the mound. Tommy Hotovy, the Chicago pitching coach, to chat with Imanaga. Walked Merrill and falls behind Bogaerts 2-0.
Yeah, not like Imanaga at all, because typically when you think about him, you think about control and command. Again, he's a guy who walked 26 guys in 144 2/3 this year. You go back to last year, 173 innings, only walked 28 guys. So it is elite command. Leadoff walk, and now a 2-0 count on Bogaerts.
What are you thinking there, Ben?
With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn all of your purchases into extraordinary trips. Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Ben, that was a much better answer than I thought you would give.
I mean, I like the meeting at the mound. I mean, it's probably something they recognize mechanically. Just a quick thing. Hey, this is what you're doing wrong. See if you can fix it right there. More times than not, I'd like to know what we all in the analytical world, when the pitching coach or the manager comes out and talks, it feels like 90% of the time the next pitch that comes out of the hand is a strike, like it was.
Imanaga over to first. He's a very tough guy to run on. 4 pickoffs, and he's only allowed a couple of steals this year. Merrill's not much of a base stealing threat, typically just 1 for 3 in the regular season. Bogaerts out of play, and it's 2-2. Typically the splitter is the finishing pitch on 2 strikes for Shota. Wasted here.
3-2.
Only 117 strikeouts and 144 and 2/3. He's 3-2. We'll do it again. Seventh pitch to Bogaerts, who, by the way, is celebrating his 33rd birthday today. 2-time World Series champion. Once again playing in October. Strikes out on the sweeper.
Man, that's getting it done right there.
And this is second time through the order. This is exactly what Shota, I think, does a better job of now. Yes, he's got the splitter and the fastball, but it's the sweeper, Ben, that I love that he has another pitch to go to, getting in on the hands of Bogaerts.
That's what you want to see, right? I mean, your job as a starting pitcher, and of course he didn't start today, but the first innings are always tough because you're not quite sure what's working when you're facing the other team's best hitters out of the chute. But as you start to navigate through it, then you kind of figure out, okay, this is what I have today. This is what I have to work out. How am I going to make it work?
Ryan O'Hearn nearly took this one in the ear from our ump cam. That is a frightening look. No, you don't want to make the guy with one of the best game phases in the league already any angrier, Ryan O'Hearn. All-star with the Orioles this year. Deadline deal day to the Padres.
If you're going to be a left-handed hitter and you're going to hit left-handed pitching, the main thing you have to do is you got to hang in there. You got to be committed to stepping straight to the pitcher and hanging in there. Because most lefties like to work lefty on lefty. They're going to try to work the ball down and away. That's where most lefties like to go.
Well, Ryan O'Hearn, early in his career with Kansas City, barely played against lefties. Even when he was succeeding with the Orioles, did not get a lot of chances to hit lefties until this year. The Orioles had a ton of injuries and roster struggles, and O'Hearn has hit lefties very well with San Diego. He's got more opportunities in part because of the roster construction here, which is very left-handed. And for the year, Ryan O'Hearn's now been a better hitter against lefties than righties. So 3 lefties in a row for Mike Shildt. Doesn't bother him as much because of what O'Hearn and Jake Cronenworth can do. He's ahead 3-1. "32-year-old free agent to be," Ryan O'Hearn. Put together 3 strong years in a row. Checks his swing and knocks the ball out of play. Every time they get to 2 strikes today.
Heads up.
Slash foul by O'Hearn.
That's what you call extending the bat right there. He was fooled by that fastball, but just kind of flicked it. But you know what's in the back of his mind. What's in the back of O'Hearn's mind is that little slider, that little sweeper. But the idea is hit the fastball to the backside and be on time for the off-speed if you get it.
O'Hearn gets a sweeper, and he is on time for it. Ryan O'Hearn, destroyer of lefties down the stretch. He's got his first hit in this postseason, and San Diego heads 2 on with 1 out. The MLB postseason continues with the division series starting Saturday. Our friends over at Fox and FS1 cover the American League. The Blue Jays against the Yankees or Red Sox. The Mariners against Cleveland or Detroit. And on TBS, the National League, Phillies against the Dodgers or Reds, and the Brewers against the winner of this series. Well, San Diego is going to go to the bench early on here in the 4th inning. Jose Iglesias will pinch hit for Gavin Sheets. Sheets, who does struggle against lefties, is out of the game, and Mike Shildt, knowing the Cubs won't go to the bullpen here, brings in Iglesias off the bench. Takes ball one. Pretty aggressive move early by Mike Shildt, but what would you expect from a guy who had Adrian Morejon warming up in the third with Dylan Cease throwing a shutout?
Hey, it's win or go home. It's empty the tank right now.
Iglesias out of play. Jose Iglesias was a New York Mets hero a year ago, leading the Mets to the postseason. They make the NLCS. He struggled a bit with the Padres this year. He lines his ball sharply at Crow Armstrong, who nearly overran it, and makes the catch for out number 2. Well, remember yesterday, the Padres had opportunity after opportunity. Runner at third, 5 chances to get him in, couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big part of the ball game. I felt as much as the Cubs won the game, the Padres could have lost the game too. In that second inning, man, they had a runner at third, nobody out, couldn't get the run home. Dansby Swanson in this situation makes an outstanding play. That was in the 4th inning when the Padres had runners on first and third and 1 out. So it was the situational hitting. And you keep saying this, when you don't need a base hit to score a run, man, you got to be big. Base hits are hard to come by in the postseason. But when you don't need one to score a run, you got to be really good. And the Padres struggled in that department yesterday.
And now Jake Cronenworth, they do need a hit. Cronenworth 3 for his last 26 in the postseason, 11 strikeouts. It's a ground ball to shortstop. Dansby Swanson again is the wrong guy to hit it to. Imanaga bends, but does not break. Part of the order coming up for the Cubs. ESPN Bet is the sports book for sports fans. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with code HOMERUN to get started today. 3 strikeouts so far for Dylan Cease. Nobody warming up now behind him after Adrian Morejon got up in the 3rd. And with a 1-0 San Diego lead, Jess, so far, Dylan Cease has helped to erase some of those postseason doubts. Facing Ian Happ, and he starts him with a fastball up.
Biggest thing that stands out to me is the no walks. I mean, he has been lighting up the strike zone, and when he has the stuff that he does, fastball at the top of the zone, slider at the bottom of the zone, he's unhittable. Biggest key for him is throwing strikes.
Stuff plays.
No.
And again, if you'll watch Fermin behind home plate, he's not getting to the edges. The plate's 17 inches wide, and it's about Dylan Cease getting the ball over the white part of the plate. That's what it's about. If he can do that, he'll have success on most days.
Drops in a tight little slider to Happ, 2-1. Part of the Cubs order, Happ, Tucker, and Suzuki here against Cease, who, remember, was drafted by the Cubs, traded to the White Sox in 2017.
No!
No swing by Happ. The count's in his favor.
And what did Craig Counsell tell us before the game? We will walk. If we're going to win this game, we have to get on base.
Cubs have to use their strength, right? I mean, their strength is getting on base and stealing bases. 161 of them on the year, 3rd most in baseball. That is a big part of their game.
We're in 2 now. And he felt like specifically the lefties could really walk. Happ, Tucker, Bush, all very patient. Bush lined out in a full count. Happ is now in a full count. And Happ puts a ball in the air. Foul ground. Machado can't get to it. Dives to the edge of the Cub dugout.
Manny Machado doing his best right there, man. You talk about wide open, trying to make a play.
Hope he's
you just
okay.
hope he is okay.
Taking some time to get back up.
He's banged up a little bit.
Member of the Padres training staff is out to check on Machado. Mike Shildt coming as well.
Going hard, one quick peek. You got to slide it, kind of slow down. And right there, yeah, it looks like that right leg, or left leg rather, left knee kind of got into that padding a little bit. Right about there.
The bottom of the right knee,
yeah.
too, at the top of the padding.
Two-time Gold Glover, Manny Machado, 7-time All-Star.
It takes a lot to knock this guy out of a game. Played 159 this year.
Feels like every year, man.
Yep.
He just answers the bell.
10 seasons in his career, Machado has played at least 150 games, plus he played all 60 in the short season in 2020. And he'll stay in the game on 3-2 for Happ. Where are you looking here if you're Happ?
Well, I'm kind of confused because Dylan Cease threw a 3-1 breaking ball, so you don't know what you're getting right here.
You get a 3-2 breaking ball. Another strikeout. That's 4 for Cease.
Well, Dylan Cease, man, elite stuff. He can spin the fastball, and he's a north to south guy. I'm gonna tell you, he loves the slider down, and what makes the slider so good is he likes to throw the fastball top shelf. So it's sliders down, fastballs up. That one at 100 miles an hour. So you think about east to west. He's not an east-west guy. He's going to attack you north and south. That four-seam fastball's got the elite spin at the top of the zone, and those good breaking balls down towards the bottom of the zone. And here's the thing about Dylan Cease. You know he throws 100 miles an hour. He can get it up there. He's going to average 98, but he will pitch backwards to you, and that's what makes him so tough, meaning he will throw something other than fastballs in fastball counts.
Kyle Tucker didn't go to 100. That was best in the game, presented by T-Mobile. 1-1 for Tucker, who did have just a better swing in his first at-bat. You expect him to come out of this little slump soon?
Absolutely. Every at-bat he looks better. Wanted to swing there. We've seen quite a few Cubs hitters try to chase fastball up out of the zone. But to your point, Kevin, his last at-bat, he took a fastball away, drove it 100 miles an hour out to left field. It's got to be hard. Only a few games back off of the injured list.
Tucker once again starts to swing, holds up. He's ahead 3-1. World Series champion with the Astros in 2022. Led the majors in RBIs in 23. He's going to be maybe the most sought after bat on the free agent market.
He's just not giving in. I mean, it's odd to say because you're up 1-0 and the last thing you want to do is walk a batter, but that's twice now. Back-to-back hitters, 3-1 count, plus counts. Doesn't give in and throw that fastball. Bends a breaking ball in there.
They do it again, 3-2. Back to the heater, 100 from Dylan Cease for another punch out.
I mean, that's not even fair. That's not even fair at all. You get a 3-1 breaking ball down and in. So now you start to think breaking ball. He takes a hundy right top shelf and gets it by you. And if you stand in the batter's box, you're going to have the same reaction that Kyle Tucker just had. Because good luck navigating those two pitches.
5 strikeouts for Cease. Nary a walk in sight. Suzuki takes ball 1.
You talk about trusting your off-speed stuff, huh? To get back in counts.
Another chase. Cease has been in 5 full counts today. The Cubs are 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts in those full counts.
That's what he does. I mean, that's why his pitch count gets up a lot. He strikes out a lot of guys. He throws a lot of pitches. Now, hadn't walked a batter yet today, but he's still going to throw a lot of pitches.
And to left, Suzuki keeps it fair. Seiya Suzuki, who opened the scoring with a home run yesterday, will stop at second with a 2-out double today.
Ben, you talked about this. Seiya Suzuki, the reason he's had the success last week. 6 home runs the last 5 games. He finds mistakes. He hunts mistakes. This is a slider, just left middle. We hadn't seen Cease throw a whole lot of these in this location. Suzuki takes advantage. The extra base hits have been coming for him. Home run yesterday, and now a double with 2 outs.
That's such a good point because when Dylan Cease makes a mistake, you got to make him pay for it because he hadn't made many mistakes today.
Freddie Fermin calls an all-staff meeting at the mound. Right-hander Carson Kelly coming up, and Dylan Cease is going to wander around the bump. Stay in the game here through 3 2/3. Dylan Cease, a 12.91 ERA in the postseason overall, including 1 relief outing. It was 14.85 in 3 starts. 3 2/3, no runs today, and now the Padres will intentionally walk Carson Kelly to get a left-on-left matchup with Adrian Morahone and Pete Crow Armstrong. Mike Shildt is pushing some buttons early in this game. He'll go to the bullpen after 11 outs and no runs against Cease. Dylan Cease delivered today for San Diego. The major league leader in walk rate, or the National League leader in walk rate, didn't walk a batter. He struck out 5. He gets 11 critical outs for San Diego and leaves the game now with a 1-0 lead, and Adrian Morahone in to face Pete Crow Armstrong. First and second and 2 down. And Crow Armstrong swings at a pitch up near his chin. It's a bold move by Mike Shildt. I'll save the pitcher's opinion for last. Jess, let me start with you. What do you make of this move?
I feel like Dylan Cease can just do what he does and get PCA out. I mean, the fact that Pete Crow Armstrong, you just saw it there, he chases. That is Dylan Cease's game. I'm surprised he didn't leave him in.
Well, they got him! They got him!
Off of PCA 0-2. Ben, what do you think?
I mean, if you're Dylan Cease, you got to be pretty upset, right? I mean, he was just absolutely rolling. 5 strikeouts. That 1 walk was an intentional walk. Only 3 hits. He gets two out, strikes out the first 2 guys, gives up a double, and he's out of the ball game. You know, I get it. The problem with this, and now San Diego's got the best bullpen in baseball. We know that. But now you're asking them to use probably 4 or 5 or 6 relievers. All it takes is for 1 reliever to have a bad outing because you didn't get the length that you typically get, and it's going to be a tough game.
0-2 for PCA. He's outside.
Now, Morahone's got some big-time stuff. We saw that yesterday. Fastball is going to average 98. He's got a really good slider, a little changeup as well.
He has been one of the best lefty relievers in baseball. And Crow Armstrong very poor against lefties this year. It's a ground ball over to Arise. Arise to the bag. He wins the foot race. The helmet for PCA slammed to the ground. The Cubs do strand a pair, and the Padres bullpen gets their first out of a necessary 16. The Stars of Chicago are out here in the postseason. John Cusack just missing the boombox. Eddie Vedder, who sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" and is wearing a batting helmet today and the Ryan Sandberg jersey to boot. And some great hockey stars. Chris Chelios, Hall of Famer, Connor Bedard, and some of the Blackhawks are here as well to cheer on their Cubbies. And the Blackhawks return to the ice next Tuesday, NHL opening night against the defending champion Florida Panthers at 5 Eastern, 4 Central on ESPN. Triple header that night. Penguins, Rangers, Avalanche, Kings. Ben, I know you got an opinion on this. Panthers three-peat this year. What do you think?
If you say so. I mean, good luck to them. Are you asking me if I'm going to be watching?
No, you'll be watching, of course, because you work for ESPN. You'll be watching Friday night.
There is 0 chance I'll be watching. I'm just going to be honest with you.
Where will you be?
I will be somewhere, but there's 0 chance I'll be watching.
All right, thanks, Ben. We'll be watching. Thanks for the rating boost. Jess, who you got this year? Give me your Stanley Cup pick.
I have no idea.
All right,
great.
Thank you.
October. All I care about is baseball.
Oh, man.
Go Kraken. Go Seattle
Come
Kraken.
on, man.
That's what I got to say. Imanaga in the dirt. And Fermin couldn't hold up. Strike 3. Shota with his 3rd punch out and 3 1/3.
Shota doing what Shota does. He gets ahead of you. He loves to expand the zone. But that pitch right there, that split finger fastball, that is his bread and butter. 55 of his 117 strikeouts during the regular season came on that pitch right there. And he's very good at throwing fastballs up, speeding your bat up enough to get to that split finger fastball.
He's danced around a couple of jams today and got through 3 1/3 scoreless. Now he will face Tatis for a 2nd time, which is something Craig Counsell appeared to have some concerns about just by putting in Andrew Kittredge as the opener. And Tatis ahead 2-0. Home runs in 3 of his last 5. Fernando Tatis Jr. came back from an illness and mashed in the final week of the regular season.
This feels like a big at-bat for Tatis. He chased or swung early in his last at-bat, but a pitch low and in. You've kind of seen his at-bats all over the place. Had a big single in inning 1. We haven't seen him explode like we've seen him do in October.
Out of play, it's 2-2. Everything off speed so far from Imanaga.
Yeah, I think if you're the Padres and the approach you need to take off Imanaga is hit the fastball to the backside of the field, have bat left for the off-speed pitches. Because if you're trying to pull the fastball, he's going to get you with the off-speed.
There's the fastball. It's yanked foul. I just saw Mike Soroka warming up in the bullpen for Chicago.
And again, there's another situation with 92 in. So the best fastball you got, and it's pulled way foul on a 2-2 count. So if you're Imanaga here, something off speed loud will be coming right now.
No.
And Tatis do it.
That's a great hold. He showed it his last at bat. He saw 13 pitches yesterday, 10 of them out of the zone, and he was swinging at everything, not being patient. He's a lot more patient in this at bat.
3-2 from Shota. Did he go? No. Tatis takes the sweeper. That's a hard-earned walk.
It is, because he saw pretty much everything off speed between the splitter and the sweeper. Does a good job of taking the pitches off the plate. We know Imanaga, what he can throw, especially with the splitter, can get the swing and miss. But what Tatis does is he starts to foul off the sweeper, then the fastball in, and he takes 2 in a row. Yes, checked his swing twice to earn himself a walk.
Tatis has reached base twice today after an 0-for-4 game 1. And strike 1 to Luis Arraez. Arraez singled in the first, grounded out to second in the third. Soroka, the right-hander, ready. Machado, the right-hander, on deck. Could be the end here for Imanaga. You got Tatis, a great base stealer, 32 of them on the year. Imanaga's only allowed 2 steals in 5 tries. Arraez with a little drag bunt. Imanaga will go to first, get the second out. Tatis into scoring position with 2 down.
Luis Arraez looked like he's trying to get a base hit right here. He's trying to push the ball hard enough towards second base. See how deep Nico Horner is right there? He's trying to shove the ball by the pitcher, Imanaga. Couldn't get it there, but it still puts a runner in the scoring position for the Padres.
Imanaga's going to stay in to face Machado.
Padres have had their chances again today. 0 for 7 so far, runners in scoring position.
And Machado cranks the first. And Happ will watch it go. He's a first pitch splitter. The Cubs do not turn to the bullpen, and Machado hits it over the bullpen. 3-0 San Diego.
And what do we talk about coming into this game? It's got to be the dudes. And for the Padres, it is Tatis, it is Machado. I give Tatis a ton of credit for taking the walk, something he could not do yesterday, chasing pitches outside the zone to get on base, to get into scoring position. Manny Machado, bat has been quiet, has not had a hit, has not looked good at the plate, struck out his first at bat. He gets a splitter here and just torches it.
That has been the Achilles heel of Imanaga right there. 12 home runs in his last 6 games before this outing.
It's just foul for Merrill.
I mean, man, this is what you call sitting on an off-speed pitch, getting one elevated right there, and putting your nose on one. And Manny Machado knew it when he touched it right there. That was a 2-run shot and a 3-run lead for the Padres.
Who says he can't hit it into the wind? I mean, he hit it high, he hit it up. Wind was coming in, but 105 miles an hour, and a Machado swing on that. You're not going to get it.
Well, not to play hindsight here, but because it was literally the first pitch, we didn't get the chance to ask, would you have walked Machado? Would you have brought in Soroka, or would you have left in Imanaga? Greg Counsell had a couple of other options there. Merrill grounds a ball foul at the plate. And are you guys surprised that's the one he went with?
No, I mean, listen. You make a mistake, Manny Machado has done this for many, many years. If he makes a quality pitch, you don't think Tatis knew that one was leaving the yard? I don't ever question pitch selection as I question pitch location. If you throw the ball where you're supposed to throw the ball and you get it in the right spot, you get hitters out. You make mistakes to players like Tatis and Machado and the other great players around the league, they will make you pay for it. That's how they make their money.
Merrill is getting a little medical attention after that foul ball in 0-2.
I mean, Imanaga's splits are crazy. Crazy even. That ball bounced. Oh, yeah. Got him in several places.
None of them comfortable.
How about this? Imanaga coming in, opponent's batting average 218 versus left-handers 218 versus right-handers 218. Pretty even.
Two strikes on Merrill. Pops one out of play. Let me play devil's advocate for you for another split, which is Merrill is about 200 points of OPS worse against lefties. So could you have walked Machado to get to Merrill, as we just saw the Cubs walk to get to a matchup?
But that guy right there would tell you, yeah, you could do a lot of things.
Sure.
But if it comes down to execution at the end of the day, and he was trusting his pitcher to execute a pitch.
Gets Merrill here for the third out. It comes one batter too late for Shota Imanaga and the Cubs. Manny Machado announces his presence in the 2025 postseason, his 12th career playoff homer. The wild card series continues after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. (3-0) San Diego lead in the fifth as Adrian Morejon throws a fastball past Dansby Swanson. Manny Machado's two-run home run, an inning after he got a little banged up on a sliding play going into the Cubs dugout railing, extended the San Diego lead in a must-win game for the Padres to set up what would be a winner-take-all Game 3 tomorrow. Machado with his 12th career postseason home run. His postseason history is a little up and down, just .215 all-time coming into this year. 5 for 28 in the postseason last year. That is one of his biggest swings.
Yeah, 0 for 5 in this series until that swing.
And Swanson, Shaw, and Bush now. Padres bullpen will be asked for 16 outs today. Adrian Morejon got the first in relief of Dylan Cease and the fourth. And this is the best bullpen in baseball. It was in the regular season anyway. We got Mason Miller, Jeremiah Estrada, and then we did not see Robert Suarez, the Padres closer, yesterday. He is well rested. Swanson down swinging. There's that nasty changeup for Morejon.
Well, the reason why that changeup works, why do you think that changeup works so good? Because Dansby Swanson got 98 and 99 right on the inside part of the plate. Speed that bat up, then you take a little bit off, down and away. Can't do it much better than that.
Outside.
Padres had 3 All-Stars in the bullpen this year. Morejon was one of them.
Yeah, they had 4 at one point. Jason Adams was down there too. Remember, he got hurt.
Shaw breaks his bat. Machado from third makes the play, and there are 2 down. UFC 320 Saturday night at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, highlighted by 2 title fights. The light heavyweight and bantamweight belts on the line. The prelims begin at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. The main card at 10 Eastern on pay-per-view. Go to ESPNplus.com/PPV. There are the Padres bullpen ranks. Best ERA, lowest whip, second most strikeouts in baseball this year. They've got different arm angles. They've got different types of repertoires, and they pretty much all throw gas.
Elite stuff is what it is. And it's a big ask out of this bullpen to try to get that many outs. But listen, it's win or go home right now. You'll worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow could be difficult because you're going to be asking some of your relievers to pitch 3 days in a row is what it's going to look like. If the Padres can hang on to this and force a game 3.
Fair to say, and look, we don't have velocities from 1926. This is probably the hardest throwing bullpen in Major League history from August on, when they had in Mason Miller.
Mason Miller was up to 103 yesterday, by the way.
Average fastball from August on 96.5 miles per hour. Casual 99 for Morahone. It's the highest since at least 2008.
When they first started tracking. I think it's safe to say that before that.
I don't think in the 40s we were getting bullpens thrown 100.
No.
I don't think we had bullpens in the 1940s either, to be fair.
But the going 9.
Here's the crazy thing.
90.
It's not just the velocity they have. It's the carry. It's the analytical world to go along with. It's not just hard fastballs. It's a lot going on with those fastballs too.
Manny Machado comes running in with his hands up here. Padres, I think, are trying to stop Morahone from a pitch time violation.
Want more postseason stats? Just ask Siri. Who has the most career postseason home runs?
Greg Counsell's Cubs on the ropes early. Mike Schild has pushed a couple of early buttons, and Manny Machado's 2-run homer, 3-0 lead. Check out the pitch timer here, and so Bogart's running in. Machado's got his hands held high. Bush jams one into center. Jackson Merrill is there. Adrian Morahone with a 1-2-3 fifth. 4 outs for Morahone. Good start for the Padres bullpen, up 3. Play Ball is baseball's global youth initiative to highlight the fun and accessible ways to play our great game. To learn more, including how to find a league near you, go to playball.org and follow @playball on X, Facebook, and Instagram. 3-0 lead for San Diego of the Chicago Cubs, and Caleb Thielbar is into the game.
Caleb Thielbar, fastball is going to be about 93. Curveball, sweeper, and a slider as well. His best pitch this year has been that curveball.
And a little tapper here. Thielbar up the line will have trouble getting it out of his glove. An infield hit for Xander Bogaerts as we go down to Jesse Rogers.
All right, with Manny Machado. Manny, were you looking first pitch splitter? He started you off with one in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, he did. He did. He threw a really good one that bat before, and came with the fastball. So just trying to see if he was going to do the same thing. So he did the same thing to Toddy before too as well in the bat before. So I never sit on pitches though. So,
yeah.
But just I think he got a little bit too much play on that one.
Were you at all surprised they didn't walk you or bring in the righty to face you?
I haven't really been doing too well, so I think kind of be careful and pitch around, but just be ready for that bat. I think that's at the end of the day.
Real quick, couple innings ago, what was sore after you ran into the Cubs dugout?
Everything. At this point, everything is.
Feeling okay now?
I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, Manny.
Appreciate it.
Back to you, Kevin.
Jesse, thank you. Thanks to Manny Machado for hopping in with Jesse there. You know, Jesse, talked to folks about Manny Machado, and we know about his gifts, his skills. The Padres people will tell you his baseball IQ is among the highest of anybody in the sport.
Oh, and he just kind of alluded to that there, having a good idea of what he might get. He said he doesn't sit on pitches, but he also recognizes and understands the moment, what he would see. Looking for a pitch more up, he ended up getting the splitter. That's what he drove out. He comes across differently, and I think that's what something the Padres have been talking about, is how much, you know, people outside of the organization thinks that Manny might be a certain way or he doesn't care. But within that organization, how much time, effort he puts into his teammates and his preparation.
Mike Shildt loves to lead what he calls ball talk, which he learned from the Cardinals organization. He said we have our normal hitters meetings and pitchers meetings, but we just talk the game of baseball overall. We have these meetings all the time, and Ryan O'Hearn fouls one away. He said Manny Machado is typically the guy on the player's side leading those conversations.
Manny Machado's a gym rat. That's who he is. And I don't believe a word he just said. I know Manny Machado. He sits on pitches all the time. He is paying attention to how he gets pitched. And you heard what he said. He started the guy off before me with a splitter. He is paying attention. He would never admit that he sits on pitches, but trust me, a veteran guy like him, he sits all over certain pitches in certain counts.
Sat over his 12th postseason home run, and now Ryan O'Hearn. Nope. Takes ball 2.
2-2.
O'Hearn a base hit off a lefty Imanaga in the 4th. Shota went 4 innings today. 3 hits, 2 earned, walked 2, struck out 3. Andrew Kittredge gave up a run as the opener. And the Padres have taken the air out of this Wrigley Field crowd, which was hoping to see a wild card clincher. 3-2 pitch. Off by O'Hearn. It's a guy who felt like, Ben, the last couple of years, if he had chances to play against lefties, he could be a good left-on-left hitter. We've seen that with San Diego.
Yeah, and look, Ryan O'Hearn has been on record saying if I get an opportunity, he said that the last 3 years, if I get an opportunity to play every day against lefties, I guarantee you I'll get some base hits, and he has done that this year. He's always believed in himself. Pretty much let go by Kansas City years ago. Orioles picked him up, and he had some really good years with the Orioles, and then traded over, of course, to the Padres. Trade deadline this year.
O'Hearn has faced 2 lefties today. He has singled and walked against them, and the Padres have 2 on with nobody out. Well, Anthony Volpe homered against Garrett Crochet, the Yankees' only run yesterday. They're going to need to win today to keep their season alive. Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series is at 6 Eastern, 5 Central, 3 Pacific on ESPN, and the Reds and Dodgers will follow 3 hours after that on ESPN and the ESPN app. 2 home runs for Shohei Ohtani last night, 2 for Teoscar Hernandez.
You got to think Bryce Johnson definitely going to be bunting. Now the Cubs just put the wheel play on, and what the wheel play is you're trying to get the lead runner over at third base. So third baseman crashes, shortstop's going towards third base. Second baseman is going towards first to cover first, and the first baseman is crashing as well. It's called the wheel play. Watch this movement here. Pitcher comes set, one quick look, and everybody is moving. And what you're hoping, you get a bunt to one of your corner infielders, and you get the lead out over at third base. We'll see if the Cubs do it again.
Milbar mimes to throw to second.
And this is normally when you see the hitter swing away.
Now Johnson does swing away.
Yeah. Well, when you get 2 guys in your grill, it's not going to do you any good to put a ball on the ground because they're going to get the lead out at third base. You don't see the wheel play run a ton at the big league level.
Because no one bunts. I mean, the Padres do, but it's not a huge part of team's game.
Johnson is a .342 hitter this year. And the bunt is back on 2 strikes, and he is frozen. So bunt, swing away, and then strikes out looking after showing a bunt.
Yeah, they put the swing away back on. That's a really good curveball. Now, it's right at the top of the zone. If you're Johnson, you probably thought that was a ball because it hung up there a long time.
First and second, one out. Thielbar will stay in for Cronenworth, left on left, and dump in a slider. Jake Cronenworth really reliable at the end of the regular season. He reached base in his final 16 games. He's 0 for 5 in this series. Puts this ball in the air to Pete Crow Armstrong. Bogarts will hold at second on out number 2. And Craig Counsell will go get Caleb Thielbar. Cubs had right-hander Colin Ray warming up. And bring him in for the right-hander for me. 2/3 of an inning for Caleb Thielbar. He hit a walk, a strikeout, and now Colin Ray, the Cubs' 4th pitcher of the game.
Yeah, Colin Ray mostly a starter this year for the Cubs. 32 appearances, 27 of those were starts. 159 1/3 he worked. Not a big strikeout guy. 127 and 159. Opponents hitting 258 off the right-hander, Ray.
And the face ready for Mean out of the 9th spot. 2 on, 2 out. And Ray starts for Mean with a fastball for ball 1. Ray finished the regular season strong and would have been a possibility for a Game 3 start, but he comes in trying to rescue the 6th with the Cubs down 3. As Bogarts scampers back to second. What's the philosophy like now for Craig Counsell, I wonder? Down 3, knowing you might have a Game 3 tomorrow, not wanting to burn your best relievers, but not wanting to fall too far away. We'll go to Ray here and get a ground out on a very good play by Swanson. And that ends the inning. San Diego strands 2. Big hitters coming up for the Cubs. Card series.
Spin them if you got them, and Dylan Cease is certainly spinning it today.
Manny Machado destroys a first pitch splitter. The Padres' biggest swing of this postseason, Manny Machado's 2-run homer off of Shota Imanaga. It's 3-0 San Diego. The Padres have to win to force a Game 3 tomorrow. Winner of this wild card series gets the Brewers. The Dodgers can set up a matchup of Titans against the Phillies. Division series starting on Saturday. The World Series begins in just 23 days. It's still Adrian Morejon. He's gotten 4 outs out of the San Diego bullpen. Morejon has gone 2 innings 3 times this year. All those 2-inning stints, by the way, are scoreless. Warner, Happ, and Tucker as Morejon misses up and in for ball 1.
Yeah, Morejon only threw 9 pitches yesterday. All 9 were strikes.
He's thrown 19 today. There's 1-1. Is inside for ball 2. Again, the Padres will need 12 more outs out of their bullpen. They've gotten 4 from Morejon. And Mason Miller, the ultimate super weapon, is the next in line. Where off of Morejon, it kicks right to Arise, who tags the bag with the baseball.
That's what you call a kick save and a beauty right there.
Spoken like a true hockey fan. Horner,
I have heard that once or twice before. This is a bullet, man. 104. And this ball could have went a million different places when it hits the foot of Morejon. And luckily for the Padres, it rolls right over to Luis Arise, and he just simply touches first base.
Wow. Morejon appears to be okay to stay in. Adrian Morejon was not the Padres' main left-handed option last year in the postseason. Remember, Tanner Scott was getting big outs for them. He's now with the Dodgers. He's really had a tough year. And Morejon has taken control of this critical lefty role.
He's got good numbers against lefties and righties, and I think that's probably the biggest thing that he's done all season long is they can put him in, plug and play, even situations like this, make Ian Happ go over to the other side. Nico Horner, who was on the right side, they have a lot of confidence in him, not just to be left on left. Something they trusted with Tanner Scott as well.
Morejon just 8 earned runs, 8 1/3 in his postseason career into this series. And that sinker just off the edge to Happ, who's ahead 3-1.
Morejon loves shoving that high velocity fastball inside of those righties, man.
26-year-old from Havana, Cuba, comes home with the ball grounded to Bogarts. Another sinker, another out. And Morejon ties his season-high 2 innings, getting 4 groundouts out of his 6 outs.
So valuable to come in and give length. And give it some length today after he pitched yesterday as well.
Yeah, but it also makes a huge question mark of his usage for tomorrow. And I know, Ben, you said it. You never think it's win or go home. You're not thinking about tomorrow. That's exactly what the Padres are doing. They're trying to win right now.
There could be some relievers down for the Padres, Mark. I mean, you know, that's one of those ones that's a game time decision. They go out, they play catch, they let you know how they feel. But it's all hands on deck. I mean, you got to empty the tank. You got to force a game 3 any way you can.
27 pitches for Morejon. Facing Tucker, who lined out against Cease and struck out against him.
Ow!
Called ball 1 by Corey Blazer. Not that it's any fun to be an umpire right now, and everybody's throwing 98 on the corner. So we'll cut him a little slack.
For at least 1 more month.
That's right.
And he'll get called out next year. ABS system is coming.
You happy about that?
I love it. And especially this time of year. I mean, to not have a critical ball or strike go one way or the other. When it is a ball, you have the option to be able to make sure the call got right.
If folks haven't heard about that, teams are going to get 2 challenges next year. We're not going to the robot umpires. Humans will still call the game, but teams will get 2 challenges. And you win your challenge, you keep it in the automated ball strike system using the technology. It's been in place in the minors. Tucker, it's just a piece, took it out of the glove on 2-2.
Tucker's been kind of just caught in between. I've liked his swings a little bit better than I did ending the regular season. Remember, he came off the injured list, did not have a ton of at-bats, but right now he's late on the fastball, early on the breaking ball. Strikeout his last at-bat, just blown right by him.
No.
3-2.
Take a look. Sinker up into the hands.
Tucker trying to reach base for the first time in the series. And he clubs a ball to shallow center for Jackson Merrill. Adrian Morejon's major league debut was against the Cubs 6 years ago. Maybe his biggest big league outing to date. 2 1/3 here in Chicago. The wild card series continues after a word from our ABC stations. Well, the Stars needed to shine brightly for San Diego today, and they have. Tatis, Arraez, and Machado hitless for just the 5th time in a game. All 3 started in game 1 today. 3 for 7, a walk for Tatis, a sac bunt for Arraez. All 3 runs scored. And Manny Machado's 2-run homer, the big swing in the game. Padres are 9 outs away from forcing a game 3 as Tatis takes tight from Colin Ray. And there's Dylan Cease, who gave San Diego the first 11 outs, allowing just 3 hits, 1 intentional walk, and 5 Ks. Tatis up in a right. Suzuki will put him away. Jess, you said it off the top. It's got to be Tatis. It's got to be Machado and Arraez setting the tone. First 2 batters of this game, Tatis hit, Arraez hit, and it felt like the tone was set.
And they know it. They're very much aware. And we can talk depth of this team. And, of course, the bullpen. There's so many different pieces of why the Padres have had success this year. But at the end of the day, like, they don't advance in this postseason if it's not the big at-bats at the top of this lineup. Those guys know it. Manny Machado, I mean, he talked to Jesse Rogers. He said he was very much aware, hey, I was struggling. I'm 0 for 5. I know that I was going to get a pitch to hit because they're not fearing me right now.
A rise into shallow right. Suzuki will halt his steps. Luis Arraez drops in his second hit and 4 plate appearances.
Well, let's look at here, 5th inning, boy. First pitch Manny Machado sees off Imanaga. It's a hanging splitter, and he knew exactly what to do with that. He can say what he wants to say about I'm not sitting on pitches, but I have a feeling he was sitting all over that splitter and certainly didn't miss it.
Machado rips through the first pitch here, 96 from Colin Ray. Manny Machado, still almost a decade and a half into his big league career, is one of the best third basemen in the game. The 4th most hard hit balls of any major league hitter. And maybe folks kind of take him for granted now. He's been around so long. We shouldn't. This is a guy who's probably going to Cooperstown when his career's all said and done.
He's also got 12 postseason home runs, and I know he doesn't have the same flash and crazy numbers we've seen Fernando Tatis Jr. put up in October, but Manny Machado understands moments. He understands why he's here, and when you talk about slug home runs in October, he's at the top of many lists.
Wow.
Yeah, and he's just a guy, I mean, you can count him every year. Going to hit right around 275, going to hit right around 30 homers, going to hit drive in right around 100 runs every year. You can put it in the bank. That's what he does. And oh, by the way, he's going to play 150-something games every year as well. And sometimes Manny gets a bad rap because he doesn't run hard all the time out of the box towards first base, but he's also understands it's more important. Sometimes your best ability is your availability, and his availability of playing every day is valuable. He knows how to take care of his body to stay in the lineup.
Beautiful breaking ball. Colin Ray sweeps away Machado. His first strikeout in the Cubs' 6th.
This is a perfect example. You make pitches, you get guys out. You make mistakes, and players like Manny Machado will make you pay for them. And that's a breaking ball to the outside edge, and it starts on the corner. It looks like a strike out of the hand. He just kind of works it down and away from Manny Machado. Well done by Colin Ray.
Jackson Merrill with a sac fly and a walk today. Between Machado and Merrill, you have a couple of guys who got to the big leagues awfully quickly. Machado 2 years after being drafted. Merrill 3 years after. He was a high school pick. Severna Park High School in Maryland. We're talking last year to Fernando Tatis Jr. in spring training, asked about Jackson Merrill when it wasn't known if he'd make the team, and Fernando went right out and said he should make the team. He needs to be on this team.
Yeah.
And he did make the team, and if not for Paul Skeens, Jackson Merrill would have been the Rookie of the Year in his age 21 season.
Yeah, I mean, look, was an all-star, won a Silver Slugger, finished 2nd in Rookie of the Year to Paul Skeens. That's a pretty good year for a 21-year-old.
Well, best hitter of any rookie that we saw last year.
Merrill gets one way up in the air to right field, and Suzuki will grab this punt by the right field corner. Colin Ray's been good in relief. Will hit the stretch at Wrigley with the Cubs down 3. Eddie Vedder back on lead vocalist duties for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, sharing it with Chris Chelios today. Who knows who will join those two if there's a Game 3 tomorrow. Padres are hoping we'll find out. They lead 3-0 in the 7th, and it is Mason Miller time.
It's time for the smoke show is what it is. 2.63 ERA, 61 2/3. He has worked, and my gosh, big time stuff. Fastball up to 103 yesterday. And it's scary to say, and I feel ridiculous for saying this for a guy that throws 103. His slider might be his best pitch.
Yeah, if you're hitting 108 against it, I'd say it's a pretty dang good pitch after you're throwing 103 on the fastball.
Yeah, the batting average against on the slider is pretty close to the velocity on the fastball. That's frightening. And by the way, the slugging percentage on the slider is also 108. He has not allowed an extra base hit on that pitch all year. He throws 2 to Suzuki, and then another is outside.
The lowest of any pitch that any pitcher throws in all of baseball.
And oh, by the way, yesterday he came in with the shadows, and the ball was going from the shadows to the sunlight to the shadows. I talked to Carson Kelly before the game. I said, what did you think about the stuff from Mason Miller? He said, I'm going to be honest with you. He said, I could not see the ball. Like, for the first time in my career, I felt helpless standing in the batter's box because of the shade.
I have good news for Carson Kelly. He's on deck.
At least the shadows are now.
Doesn't seem to be as bad today.
2-2. A little high. He will walk you sometimes, Mason Miller. It's just about the only way you can beat him.
Well, if you're the Cubs, that's what you're looking for, man. You're looking for a couple of free passes, maybe an error, and then one big swing to get back in this one.
3-2. No big swing there. 103, top shelved him. The Cubs strike out in a full count for the 5th time today.
Boy, Mason Miller reaching deep down in that lunch pail of his and pulling out a little extra cheese top shelf. How about that? 103 elevated. Good luck.
And the San Diego bullpen is doing to the Cubs what the Chicago bullpen did to the Padres. Kelly, first pitch swinging, puts a slider up in the air to a rise, leaning into the net, and he does not have a play. One of the shorter first basemen you'll see, Luis Arias, needed a few extra inches here.
You don't think it's October baseball. We saw Manny Machado just wiping out over by the Cubs dugout. Luis Arias wide open into the netting over at first base. These boys want to win.
Fouled away by Kelly, 0-2. You're talking about that slider just before the game for Mason Miller, and he doesn't throw it, even though it is a slider, like a traditional slider.
He throws it like a curveball, but because he's got that lower slot, he said, you know, for the last 6 years since he really started kind of messing with grips, he said, I wanted it to be a curveball, but because I've got this lower slot, it ends up having more slider action.
104 from Mason Miller. About as fast as a human being has ever thrown a baseball.
And look, it's not just the velocity. I mean, 104 is ridiculous, but look at the placement of it. I mean, you couldn't walk up there and set it any better than that. 104, dots an eye on the outside part of the plate. Back-to-back punch-outs for Mason Miller. And Miller threw yesterday. 13 pitches yesterday, 10 of which were strikes.
Well, Mason Miller yesterday struck out Suzuki, struck out Kelly, struck out Crow Armstrong. 1-0 for PCA today. I took something off.
Yeah, what are we looking at?
6 times in the regular season, Miller, with either the A's or the Padres, struck out the side. He did it in his postseason debut. 103 down and in. It's ball 2.
Third rounder by Oakland out of Gardner-Webb University. How about that?
I'm out.
Padres gave up their top minor leaguer, Leo DeVries, to get him. But if it's a trade deadline and the Padres are in the hunt, A.J. Preller is probably going to give away his top prospect. They thought Miller could be a difference maker. He has been, as he misses way high to PCA ball 3. Little did they know they would lose Jason Adam, and so Mason Miller became an even more important part of this team.
Even a bigger part.
Just a casual 3-1 slider in the heart. And PCA, who has had a tough series, has a tough assignment. 3-2 Miller. Struck him out looking. 6 batters, 6 strikeouts. Mason Miller untouchable in Wrigley.
You're not going to see a better relief pitcher in the postseason than Mason Miller. Fastball hitting 104 miles an hour at the top of the zone. Good luck. And then, by the way, he's got a slider that no one can touch. 3 straight strikeouts in it.
Game 2 of this best-of-3 wild card series. Kevin Brown, Ben McDonald, Jessica Mendoza up here in the booth. Jesse Rogers down below, and our outstanding ESPN crew. ESPN on ABC for Game 2 of this series and day 1 of October. October the 1st, with the Padres trying to force a Game 3, which would be tomorrow. Xander Bogaerts flips one out into right, and Bogaerts is 1 for 4. MLB Together is baseball's platform embodying the sports commitment to philanthropic causes and mental wellness efforts by teams, players, and the league. To learn more, please visit MLBtogether.com. One batter in the 8th inning will be all for Colin Ray, who faces 6 Padres, retires 5, an inning and 2/3 scoreless. And the Cubs will go back to the bullpen. Taylor Rogers in a 3-0 game. Eligible Capital One rewards card holders, you can redeem your rewards for tickets to the MLB postseason on Capital One Entertainment. Visit CapitalOne.com/entertainment. Cubs go to their 4th reliever of the day, Taylor Rogers, in a 3-0 game here. San Diego's in the lead. Meanwhile, in the Bronx, half hour away or so from the start between the Yankees and Red Sox. Guardians won with a 5-run 6, beat Detroit 6-1. Set up a Game 3 tomorrow. Yankees, Red Sox tonight. Jess, who you got?
It's going 3 games. I think the Yankees are coming back. It's hard not to picture that series going 3. They already did Cleveland, Detroit. Going to play another one tomorrow. Looks like we might be playing another one tomorrow. So why not the Yanks and Sox?
We'll see. Ben, you like the Yankees in the American League? Do you like them tonight?
I do. I think they've been playing really good ball. Arguably the month of September, their best month of the season. Offense has been on point. #1 offense in baseball. They didn't disappoint in the month of September. And look, they closed strong too.
That game's going to be on ESPN. Carlos Rodon for the Yankees. The good news if you're a Red Sox fan, you have Brian Bayo, who is basically the kryptonite for the Yankees. He has owned New York in his career and a couple of times this season. So Bayo and Rodon, Yankees trying to force a Game 3. Taylor Rogers is in here to face Ryan O'Hearn, and it's a 2-1 count on the Cubs' 4th reliever.
Ben, had to be an exciting day for you. I mean, in Major League history, when there's 4 games played, 92 strikeouts and 70 innings pitched. It was the most dominant day we've ever seen as far as strikeouts in 4 games in a day.
That's what we always say about the postseason. The postseason is so different from the regular season. You know, you see runs get on the scoreboard a lot during the regular season, but not so much in the postseason because you're facing everybody's #1s right out of the chute, it feels like. You get everybody's #2s back to back, and that's where pitching begins to dominate the game.
Yeah, yesterday we saw Tarek Skubal strike out 14, Garrett Crochet 11. Not as long an outing for Dylan Cease today, but he was scoreless, and 3 2/3 for San Diego.
Good as the Dodgers saved the day, scored 10 runs.
Yeah.
So actually did see some offense.
And the Dodgers bullpen saved the day by allowing 4 more runs, or 3 more runs, I should say. There's a ground ball from O'Hearn for route number 2. 1 for 3 with a walk for Ryan. Taylor Rogers has journeyed through the National League Central. He was also grabbed by the Cubs at the deadline. Struggled with Chicago, so he's the 3rd most relied upon of their 3 lefties. We've seen Thielbar, Drew Pomeranz pitch yesterday, probably the top lefty right now.
Yeah, and it's not a lot of secrets with Taylor Rogers either. 2-pitch mix, sweeper and sinker, and he'll throw them just about equal as much. That sweeper of his, man, opponent's hitting 168 off of it. It's kind of been his bread and butter. That's it right there. He can kind of dump it in there just about in any situation.
Bryce Johnson struck out in his first at-bat. 1-2. Cubs will have Swanson, Shaw, and Bush in the 8th inning. There is no one warming for the Padres. So it looks like Mason Miller is going to be back out there for the 8th with a 3-0 lead as Ray and Rogers go 1-2-3 in the 8th. This presentation of the MLB Wild Card Series will continue after these messages. Dansby Swanson and the Cubs have just 6 outs left to try to avoid a winner-take-all Game 3. Mason Miller, who's faced 6 batters and struck them all out in the series, is back out there for the 8th. 15 pitches deep. And Miller backs up Swanson with a slider at his body. Adrian Morejon was perfect in 2 1/3. He's thrown back-to-back days. 9 pitches yesterday, 33 today. Could compromise him certainly for tomorrow. You could say the same about Miller. Threw an inning yesterday. And the Padres are hoping to get through more today. But guys, I guess if you need to win, that's a price you're willing to pay.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to win today, and you'll worry about tomorrow when he gets here. And then you'll see who you'll have available tomorrow.
It's hard to imagine, though, Morejon and Miller would be available tomorrow. You never know. I mean, they could wake up tomorrow and feel great. Mason Miller, the stuff is ridiculous. He seems so efficient with it. But these are 2 of the biggest dudes in your bullpen that you've now gone back-to-back, multiple innings. Hard to believe they'd be available for Game 3.
Up and into Swanson. It's 2-2. Miller has gone an inning and 2/3 3 times this year. He went 2 innings a number of times last year. And he is a former starter. His first season with the A's, started 6 starts in 2023. It's 2-2. Swanson gets a piece, and he got a piece of Fermin.
Boy, the new wave of catching, man, on one knee. You expose yourself a little bit more than usual on one knee.
Fermin has been behind the plate every inning of this series. And there's 103 again. It's 7 straight strikeouts for Miller.
Well, Mason Miller, probably the most dominant reliever in the game of baseball. Let's take a look at his fastballs. You're throwing some high-octane stuff. How about this? 103, 103, top of zone. Dots and I at 104 on the outside part of the plate. When he rides it up in the zone right there at 103, you can forget about it. That's about as dominant as a reliever you will see. He's faced 7 batters in this series. Guess what? He has punched out all 7.
And you go back to the regular season, 10 Ks in a row for Mason Miller. Got to get a pinch hitter here. Young Moises Ballesteros will make his postseason debut. Turns 22 next month. And Ballesteros, who filled in some for Kyle Tucker in September, hit .333 with a .999 OPS in September. Cubs minor league player of the year the last 2 seasons. He'll get his first postseason at bat against Miller.
Welcome to the postseason. Here's Mason Miller. 104 miles an hour, slider.
Good luck.
From out of the fire and into the frying pan instantly. Ballesteros gets a slider right at the top of the zone.
There's some pitchers out there that might need a little help every now and then. Mason Miller's not one of them.
There's 103 and Ballesteros missed it. Padres are 5 outs away, and that number just keeps popping up on the board. Maybe the most uncomfortable at-bat in baseball right now, Mason Miller. Ballesteros is helpless. You could give these Cubs a cricket bat. You give them a skyscraper. it's probably not going to matter. They can't do anything against Mason Miller. The postseason continues with the division series starting Saturday. The American League coverage on Fox and FS1, the National League on TBS. Just 3 days away from the division series. One of these teams will be there. Michael Busch. And the longer Mason Miller goes, somebody with this powerful an arm, the Padres do want to protect. The more he might be compromised for tomorrow, but the better the likelihood there is a tomorrow, and that will snap the strikeout streak. The Cubs have their first base runner since the 4th on a hit by pitch to Busch.
Little slider just kind of overcooks that one. And I mean, when I say it grazed, it barely grazed the left leg of Michael Busch.
All right, I got it.
Well, Mason Miller, you don't strike somebody out, you're out of the game. These are the rules around here. Struck out 8 straight to begin his postseason career. He will leave with 4 outs to go after 27 pitches. And the Padres are going to bring in the National League saves leader, Robert Suarez, for the final 4 outs. A 3-0 lead for San Diego. They have had the lead since the 4th batter of the game. Kind of like the Cubs yesterday. There was a little small ball, then a little big ball. It all started just with Fernando Tatis Jr. and Luis Arraez.
Yeah, we talked about it coming in. It's the top 3 in this order. Being able to get the ball done. Now, the 2 stolen bases were huge. Why? Because then a sacrifice fly easily scores Tatis to be able to come in, score the first run of the game, really set the tone. Of course, the big walk. Manny Machado takes a splitter and no doubter out of the ballpark. That's where we're at. 3-zip Padres.
And if Robert Suarez can get these final 4 outs, they'll only need 3 relievers to cover 16 outs. The Cubs 11 more strikeouts after they punched out 13 times yesterday. Imanaga was a little up and down in relief, got through 3 scoreless, but gave up the home run to Machado. And the Padres turned to Robert Suarez, 2.97 ERA in the regular season. And again, Ben led the National League with those 40 saves.
Yeah, another huge arm. Fastball is going to average 99. You factor the extension in there a little bit more than most. It's playing a little bit better than 99. Changeup and a occasional cutter, but it's pretty much going to be 4-seam fastball. And that changeup as well. Opponent's hitting just 169 off that 4-seamer. Again, the analytics favor him as well. He can really spin the fastball towards the top of the zone.
This is the plethora of riches for the San Diego bullpen, too, because Suarez has been the closer. We talked about Jason Adam, the injury, but getting Mason Miller, Morahone, Estrada. They've got a lot of closers in this bullpen, but he's number 1.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's the strength of this team, and we talked about it yesterday. And the idea is to get enough out of your starter, and then you start bringing in this elite bullpen. Number 1 bullpen in baseball.
Nico Horner knocks the first pitch out of play. With all of the domination we've seen from Morahone and Miller and Cease, all of the strikeouts, all of the outs. Still only a 3-0 game. The tying run is on deck for Chicago. Ian Happ. And Nico Horner can get him there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Horner's hit the ball well today. Line drive single in the first, then a rocket up the middle in the 6th that kicked off of Morahone's foot right to Arraez. Right field side, Tatis, little trouble in the sun, makes the catch on the run. The Platinum Glover Tatis in the sunshine saves the 8th inning for Suarez.
Oh, we can talk about the bat of Tatis and how important it is, but this right here, taking away a run because not just the jump, but in the sun, the athleticism saved a run to end the inning.
Fernando Tatis Jr., the former Platinum Glover, Gold Glover in 2023 with a great running catch to end the 8th. Strand Michael Busch comes bring in Willie Castro in the spot of Shaw after Ballesteros pinch hit. It's 3-0 in the ninth. San Diego needs 3 outs, up by 3 runs to force a third game.
No.
Taylor Rogers 2-0 behind Jake Cronenworth. Since this Wild Card Series format began in earnest in 2022. Remember, we had it in the short season in 2020. The Game 1 winner is 12 for 12 winning series. Detroit lost today to Cleveland, and the Cubs may lose today to San Diego. A couple of Game 3s could be on the horizon. Rogers goes 3 up, 3 down, spanning the 8th and 9th. And Craig Counsell will go to the bullpen for the 5th time today. Mike Soroka is going to make his Cubs postseason debut. Try to keep this a 3-0 game. There's the bracket in the National League. The Dodgers blasted the Reds yesterday 10-5. Now the Cubs and the Padres on the top half of the bracket. The Brewers await the winner of this Wild Card Series. The Phillies await the winner of the Dodgers and the Reds. Back here in the booth with you, Kevin, Jess, and Ben. The Padres took the lead from the start. We know about their great bullpen. Yesterday was the Cubs bullpen that was the super weapon. Today, Jess, we've seen what San Diego's relievers can do.
It's the best in baseball. We've talked about it in the back end. It only got better at the trade deadline, and we're seeing exactly why. I think it was a big ask, but I like it, especially with the back of Morahone and Miller back-to-back.
Yeah, I mean, you start to question what's going to happen tomorrow, but we've touched on this. You got to win today to force tomorrow. They'll deal with that at some other point in time. But Mason Miller, man, I don't know if I've ever seen anything that even remotely close. 104-mile-an-hour fastball. The Padre bullpen. And here's the thing about the Padre offense. 3 runs on the scoreboard, but they are 1 for 11 today with runners in scoring position. They've not had a good day in that department. But a big swing by Manny Machado on a splitter that was left up in the zone. And really, the Cubs hadn't had many opportunities at all. Padres have been really good. Cubs only 3 opportunities today with runners in scoring position.
And it all got started for San Diego with Dylan Cease. 3 2/3 shutout for him. The only walk was an intentional walk. And now Michael Soroka, another trade deadline pickup for the Cubs into the game in the ninth. Soroka's going to face Fermin and Tatis, a couple of righties. There's Dylan Cease, who certainly could have gone longer, but did what he was asked to do. Got 11 big outs. And again, Craig Counsell said this before the game. We have to draw some walks today against Dylan Cease. The only walk they got was an intentional walk when Mike Schultz decided to set up a lefty-lefty with Morahone and Crow Armstrong.
Yeah, Dylan Cease just really set the tone for me. You know, everybody thought, well, he's been scuffling a little bit, and he's not had great luck on the road. He struggled on the road. He struggled against the Cubs.
No.
But he put all that to bed pretty quick.
Tomorrow, the expected starter for the Padres would be Yu Darvish, another former Cub. Cease in the Cubs organization. Darvish was a Cub. For Chicago, looking like potentially Jameson Taillon, or maybe a bullpen game. We'll see what Craig Counsell has up his sleeve. But Colin Ray went an inning and 2/3 today. He was one of the candidates. This ball grounded by Fermin over to second. And Freddie's 1 for 4. Fernando Tatis Jr. has scored 2 of the Padres' 3 runs, and he may have prevented 1.
This is such a great athletic play, and it's not just the read, but look at the sun and then the finish to be able to jump up. This was a double off the bat. In fact, this was the hardest hit of the game. Nico Horner off the bat. We talked about how quiet the Cubs offense has been. This kind of felt like the end of their offensive threat.
Tatis with a high bouncing ball to Swanson. We'll see if the Cubs can threaten in the ninth. Happ, Tucker, and Suzuki. Heart of the order, needing 3.
Kev X and Hunter in studio. There will be a Game 3 in Cleveland tomorrow. That's Brian Rocchio X in the 8th.
Did you see that was 100 miles an hour? He turned on that fastball so quick and gave them the lead.
And then Hunter, Bo Naylor.
Little 2-strike battle right here, fouling him off, battling the shadows, gets the foot down early, keeps the hands back, in a huge 3-run home run to keep the Guardians alive.
5 in the 8th inning and a 6-1 win. Game 2 at Yankee Stadium, 12 minutes away over on ESPN. Brian Bayo and the Red Sox looking to clinch at Yankee Stadium for the first time since the 2018 Division Series. Standing in their way, one of the Yankees' star left-handers, Carlos Rodon. An elimination game in the Bronx. For now, back to Wrigley. Kev, Jess, and Ben.
Kevin, thank you, sir. This Wrigley Field crowd has been rather quieted today. The Cubs 0 for the first 8 innings offensively, and they're trying to get on the board here because in the best-of-3 wildcard format, the Game 1 home winner has never lost Game 2. Cubs need 3 runs against an all-star closer, Robert Suarez, in the 9th to avoid a Game 3 tomorrow. Rick Council's team trailed from the jump. 4 batters in. San Diego took the lead on a Jackson Merrill sac fly to score Fernando Tatis Jr. Tatis would score on a Manny Machado 2-run homer in the 5th. And it's been 3-0 ever since. Ball 1 to Ian Happ. The heart of the Cubs order. Happ, Tucker, and Suzuki. The last chance against Suarez. Happ 0 for 7. Struck out 5 times in this postseason. He's ahead 2-0. Suarez searching for his 3rd postseason save. Strike 1. 100 again. I don't know what the record is for most 100-mile-an-hour pitches by a team in a postseason game. We might be approaching it. Happ in the air to left. Bryce Johnson. 1 out.
That's been the difference in this game, is that 4-seam fastball has been dominant against this Cubs offense. And hey, they're lowest in the National League in batting average against on the 4-seam fastball, but they slug it. They hit more home runs than most, especially they're top 4 in the National League. That's what they need. They need the big hit, especially against the fastball.
One away for Tucker. Ball 1. Padres and Cubs played 6 games all in April. Split them all 6-6. Runs were 25-25. Strike 1, another changeup. Two more outs. This season series will be 4-4 and the runs will be 28-27. It would make sense that this series would go down to a Game 3. Tucker, right center field. There's his first hit of the wild card series. A little life for the Cubs.
Well, that's what the Cubs need, man. They got to have some base runners, and we talked about it a couple innings ago. They got to have a big swing in there. Kyle Tucker's been nicked up. Didn't have a chance. Ran out of time to go down and get some rehab starts, but that was a really nice swing right there. Staying on plane and just kind of dumps it out toward right center field. So a 1-out single.
Tying run on deck. Suzuki takes a strike.
If you want some runs, this is your dude. Home run yesterday in the 5th to get their rally going. He's had 6, count them, 6 home runs in the last 5 games.
Has a double today in 3 at-bats. And he chases 101 from Suarez for strike 2.
How many of these four-seam fastballs are we going to see in this series right above the top of the zone? But that's what plays.
0-2 pitch. I'm trying, and I hope folks at home are too, not to get numb to what we're seeing from the Padres today. I know it's not all about velocity, but this is an insane display of velocity and location and spin. You see why this is the best bullpen in the league. Suzuki gets 100 and gets a piece. Now, what's the slowest fastball we've seen today? I think it's 96 from a Padre pitcher.
Yeah.
But the average has been 100.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's mind-blowing. From Cease, who started, Miller, last inning. And now Suarez.
Suzuki stays alive again.
Because, I mean, this is an elite. When you talk about the Cubs, you talk about an elite offense. That's what this is. Top offense, one of the top 5 offenses in all of baseball. But the old saying that's been around for more than 100 years, good pitching will beat good hitting every time. And so far, it's been about the pitching for the Padres.
Two and two for Seiya. Reigning National League Player of the Week. Trying to ignite another rally on the north side. In the dirt. He's worked it full.
This game's getting very interesting, and it will if Suzuki can reach.
On the ground, shortstop. Bogart stumbles, flips to second. Double play, and the Padres win it. Wow. San Diego shuts out the Cubs with a dominant performance from 4 pitchers. And this Padres smoke show sends the series to a decisive Game 3.
Well, I tell you what. Padres getting it done on defense right here. This was not an easy play at all. And Bogart's actually stumbled just a little bit. But so athletic. Look, goes to his knees, collects the ball, just a perfect feed over to Cronenworth, and a really nice finish on the back end by Arise. Look at Arise. He's reaching out all he can from first base. It's a good feed, a strong arm, and watch the reach by Arise. All he's got towards the ball, and just in time, a game ending 6-4-3 double play.
Bogarts looked like a catcher. I mean, that ball was hit so hard, he had to get around and got on his knees just to keep it in front of him. Still able to complete the double play. What's been an amazing pitching performance from the Padres the entire game.
Mike Schilt, when we walked out, said, see you guys tomorrow. Very casually, we are going to see him tomorrow, Mike Schilt. We'll see Craig Counsell. We'll see the Padres and the Cubs. After a San Diego shutout, this wild card series is off to a winner-take-all Game 3. For Ben, Jess, Jesse, and our entire ESPN crew, happy birthday to our producer, Doug Whitehorn. Red Sox Yankees is now on ESPN. Your local news is coming up next on most of these ABC stations.
God bless you. Double pro. I'm on this sound fairly no. DJ Softy man. I'm on you be. You don't know. Love what you give to me. It's sweet past you got cane. I not go like you dey hide me past okay. See the way she just the wine. She the one pass up piano do. I swear to God, now she did do me do. Comforting, give me love again. Give me love again. If you give me love again, baby too fine, no, now so she dey beautiful. Beautiful. Anytime I see her face, you, I go just belly full. Now because of you, my guys, them they call me big fool. Big fool, man. See the way she soft to you, she be like foo-foo. Comforty, give me love again. Give me love again. If you give me love again, I will never go away. Comforty, give me love again. Give me love again. If you don't give me love again, it go make me go insane. Comforty, comforty, yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, yeah, comfort your mama no more so. Hey, yeah, comfort you relo ki me. Hey, yeah, combo no be reisa. Hey, yeah, comforty, comforty, yeah. Hey, yeah, comfort your mama no more so. Hey, yeah, comfort you relo ki me. Hey, yeah, combo no be reisa.
Double pro.
Yeah, yeah. God bless you, know. I'm a listen, yeah. Double pull on the miss. Yeah, yeah. DJ Safety, man. I see you. I'm a listen, yeah.
Как тяжко мертвецу среди людей, живым и страстным притворяться. Но надо в общество втираться, скрывая для карьеры лязг костей. Живые спят, мертвец встает из гроба, и в банк идет, и в суд идет, в сенат. Чем ночь белее, тем чернее злоба, и перья торжествующе скрипят. Мертвец весь день трудится над докладом, присутствие кончается, и вот нашептывает он, виляя задом, сенатору скабрезный анекдот. Уж вечер мелкий дождь зашлепал грязью прохожих и дома и прочий вздор, а мертвеца к другому безобразию с крыши ощущений несет таксомотор. Как тяжко мертвецу среди людей, живым и страстным притворяться. Но надо в общество втираться, скрывая для карьеры лязг костей. Живые спят, мертвец встает из гроба, и в банк идет, и в суд идет, и в сенат. Чем ночь белее, тем чернее злоба, и перья торжествующе скрипят. Мертвец весь день трудится над докладом, присутствие кончается, и вот нашептывает он, виляя задом, сенатору скабрезный анекдот. насильник, не обманщик и не гордец. Хотя много знаю, слишком много думаю с детства.